Kay WalkingStick is a painter with Native American heritage. A retrospective covering 50 years of her work is at the Montclair Art Museum. It first opened in 2015 at the Smithsonian National Museum of the American Indian. National Museum of the American Indian curator Kathleen Ash-Milby worked with Montclair's chief curator, Gail Stavitsky, to install Kay's retrospective here.
They did a beautiful job of hanging it. The chief curator there, Gail Stavitsky, is brilliant, I think, just brilliant. And one of the things she did was put my show on two sides of the George Inness room.
When we were planning the show, I said, Kay, you know, we are going to be actually splitting the show in two parts, and people have to walk through the George Inness gallery. You know, how do you feel about that? And she was very happy, actually, because she said, you know, I see myself as part of the landscape tradition of George Inness, of Albert Bierstadt, of Thomas Moran, that whole rich tradition of landscape painting. And I think what's so interesting is how she also reclaims American landscape for Native Americans as the original Americans, the first Americans.
Kay WalkingStick grew up with her Scots-Irish mother on the East Coast. Her parents had separated, and Kay's father was rarely around. By the 1970s, she was married with children, living in Englewood, New Jersey, busy painting and showing in New York. During these years, Kay began to explore her Cherokee legacy, turning her gaze to abstract imagery deeply rooted in her Native identity.
She actually created one of her most iconic works, the Chief Joseph series, in the late 70s, which is a very abstract work that is reflecting on the legacy of Chief Joseph, a really important Native leader. But the breakthrough, I think, came for her when she started combining her interest in landscape, which of course is representational, with this other passion of hers, which was abstraction. Bringing those two elements together in one painting, I think, was something that hadn't really been done.
Diptych means a work with two related parts. Her diptych paintings made Kay WalkingStick's name as an artist. From the mid-1980s on, she explored their potential.
I guess to me the diptychs aren't a simple division of abstract from representational imagery. I think they're getting at something much deeper. Some people have oversimplified the interpretation of the work by saying that there's the landscape and then there's the abstract interpretation of the landscape. And I think she would argue that it's not that. What she's looking at when she's working with abstraction is she's trying to depict something that is not corporeal, it's not of this world, it's something that is almost incomprehensible. What she's done here is she's found a way to not give up her passion for abstraction, but her love for the lusciousness of the environment.
It still affects me the same way as it did 50 years ago. I still feel that I can find new colors and find new things.
Kay WalkingStick lives now in Easton, Pennsylvania, with her second husband, artist Dirk Bach. Their studios are just down the hall from each other.
Paint is only mud and oil, really. And yet they can be translated into poetry. And that's magic too. I love that.